I think hate crimes exist now for the same reason that they started. We have a group of people in America, basically European Americans, who feel somewhat entitled and are unhappy with either their lot in life. They are willing to blame somebody else for their lousy lot in life, their lousy place. Ultimately, it starts with culture, and you're going to have a group of people, African Americans, who people don't understand. Excuse me. And so, when you don't understand somebody else's culture, the easiest thing to do is to push against immediately. And so, I think ultimately, you've got African Americans since coming to this country and since gaining equal rights, trying to find their own way, trying to find their own niche. You've got European Americans or whites arguing, this is our country, we don't want you to have your own niche. You need to either conform to what we have, which is our country right now, or we would like you gone. For that reason, we tend to see that as Americans, as white Americans, we see people pushing against all types of minorities, Hispanics, Asians particularly, where these smaller minority groups will be in our country, or this country, our country that is ours, and will practice their own culture, and we as white Americans will have a problem with it. If you look at it conversely, though, imagine that you went to a country a country that did not speak, where the people did not speak English, and you were able to find a group of people who looked just like you, who spoke just like you. Would you not hold on to your own culture? Would you not do exactly what you were comfortable with because you were in a place that you didn't know, or a place that didn't either respect you or want you? And the answer is, of course you would. You go to a country that doesn't speak English, and you find somebody who does speak English, you hold on with both hands. And that's just the language. That has nothing to do with culture. And so ultimately, I think in this country, we have groups of people who feel entitled, who feel as if this is their country, and they don't want anybody else that's going to be different from them, on top of the fact that they blame their loss of job or the things that they have to deal with, such as affirmative action or social programming. They blame that on minorities. For instance, I wouldn't have a prime example is the wage tax. We pay a 4% wage tax if you live in Philadelphia. Well, people don't want to pay that because it goes to help social programs. Why should I help people who are not me, or help people that are less than me? And so it all comes down to people who want what they want and believe what they have is right, and they don't want what other people have. They don't want to have to help. They don't want to have to fit in. I think because of that, you get this hatred, and that's just culture. That's just black and white. When you get into hate crimes for reasons of sexual orientation, it is because we don't understand. People will blame Matthew Shepard as a prime example, a homosexual man tied to a fence and beaten in Laramie, Wyoming. Why did that happen? Well, because you have a bunch of homophobic, not understanding white teenagers who simply didn't want to understand, thought it was weird, thought it was strange, mostly felt uncomfortable. Hate crimes happen because we don't feel comfortable with what's going on around us. We disagree with what's going on around us, and so we ultimately push as hard as we can to get that